Hello, welcome to another video. If you are returning, welcome. If you are new, hi, welcome to my awkward self. Today I am going to be kind of reviewing my September Boxycharm from this month. This is actually going to be my last box for a while, just to save some money here and there. And I want to use what I have already in my makeup collection before adding more products that I may necessarily not need right away. But thank you for joining me for today's video, and without further ado, let's get to the review. So the theme for this month's box was wildflower, and I feel like out of the last couple boxes, this probably went with the box's theme the best. I feel like everything kind of fits with the wildflower theme. Maybe except the lipstick, but we'll get to that. The first product that I will review is this little liner from Butter London. It's one of those roller wheel liners. It's got like a little, I don't know, pizza cutter. Looks like a pizza cutter. And I've said it before in previous Boxycharm videos, I'm not a person who really likes liner. I have small eyes and it kind of emphasizes the unevenness of them. And so I don't really wear liner normally at all. And since I don't wear liner, I'm not very good at applying it either. But as a beginner and at my skill level, I found that using this little roller wheel was actually a lot easier for some reason. I found it to glide on really well onto my eyes, and it was really easy to create a sharp wing on my eye. I feel like it's easier to control, and unlike a traditional eyeliner like pencil or liquid liner, I feel like it doesn't get out of control as fast. It's very easy to work with and make lines that are even, and you don't have to end up like a panda by the end of it. If you do kind of struggle with other methods of liner, I would recommend trying it out. At least I thought it was easier. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I just like the way it glided on. But if you do like the traditional kind of ways to apply liner, it's probably not needed to test this one out. The next product is a liquid lipstick from Lorac. This is their Pro Liquid Lipstick, and it's kind of like a purple color. It's very bright and vibrant. I didn't actually swatch this one or test it out in any way. I already knew it was going to be a color that I would never ever wear, and so I'd rather just give it to someone or donate it to something or someone. And so I just wanted it to be like clean and fresh for that and not used at all. But I'm more of a nude or peachy kind of color for the lipstick, and this is definitely not a color I would ever wear. And it was a little disappointing because not only on the pamphlet that comes with the little Boxycharm, but on their website to review the products you get in your box, the only colors they showed was like a red and a nude, and I got a purple. Why can't I just get a nude for once? That's the only lip colors I ever wear, and it's never the ones that I get in Boxycharm. So that was a little disappointing. Just not a lip color for me. I'm also not too big of a fan of liquid lipsticks anymore, so I'm not sure how much I would like the formula anyway. Also in the box is a little blush from Laura Geller. This is the Baked Blush and Brighten line, and this is the shade Tropic Hues. It's a pretty kind of like pinky kind of shade. I thought I wasn't gonna like this because I'm more into coral and peachy kind of blushes. I'm not really into full-on pink blushes, but this one is super pretty. It does kind of have a glow to it, like a sheen. I'm not sure, maybe it's because it's baked or what, but it is very pretty. I really liked the way it looked on the skin. I thought it was really pretty, and the formula is very smooth. It's a very soft powder, and it kind of just blended into my skin really well. It's not really, it's kind of weird for me to describe it. It's not too pigmented, but it's not sheer, but there's pigment there, if that makes sense. Like, it's not the most pigmented thing, but it's very buildable, and it's not gonna be a sheer color. It's very weird, maybe because it's a baked blush. I find it kind of hard to describe the pigmentation of it. It's very buildable, but it's not gonna get out of hand too quickly. It's not one of those blushes. The only thing I really don't like is the price for this little guy. It's just a little compact, just about that size. It's $28, and that is a lot for a blush in my opinion. There's great dupes in the drugstore. I know Milani has really great baked blushes, and they have tons of pretty colors, and they're really good formula. And so if you do like this color, I'm sure you can find a dupe for it in a cheaper version in the drugstore or some other brand that is cheaper. But it is a really nice blush nonetheless. The next thing in the box is a little brush trio from Alamar Cosmetics. This little set is $18, and in my opinion, these are very essential eye brush shapes and styles for just kind of like everyday wear or use. I feel like you can do an eye look just with these 3 brushes alone and get away with it working well for you. So the first one's kind of like a fluffy brush, and it is very fluffy. I love brushes like this. I feel like if I could just do every single eye look with just fluffy brushes like this, I would. I just love the way they feel, and they're always so soft, and they blend out eyeshadow very nicely. And this is a really good blending brush. I really like this one. The next one, excuse how weird it looks. My daughter got a hold of it, and she is a toddler, and so she just puts everything in her mouth still, so this one's a little chewed on already. But this is kind of like a brush that would be good to either pack on color on your lid, or put on your inner corner highlight or your brow bone highlight, or even to smoke out the bottom lash line. So it has a few different uses that you could get out of that brush. The last brush in the trio is this flat and thin brush. This brush is good to line your lid, whether it's on the top or the bottom. You can line it with shadow or cream liner or anything. It would be really good to do that. Maybe not so much as a wing brush. Wing brushes kind of, in my opinion, work better if they're angled and not so much flat like this one is. But you could get away with making a wing liner with this one. But if you're just looking to just kind of stamp a little line on your lid to act as your liner, that would be really great for this. You could also use it to highlight underneath your brow as well, to get a nice clean highlight so it's not going into your brow or anything. I do really like these brushes. They're all pretty soft and they apply shadow really well. I don't really experience bad blending or too much fallout with these brushes. I think they're really good for the price. So if you're looking for a little trio that kind of has like your essential go-to everyday kind of brushes, you could try this one out. The last thing in the box for this month is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Nightingale palette from Pretty Vulgar Cosmetics. It comes with 12 shadows. So there they all are. It's a very neutral kind of signature smoky eye kind of palette. I would definitely recommend this palette if you're a working makeup artist, whether it's just for friends and family or you take on actual clients. It's a great palette for prom makeup or wedding makeup. I feel like every picture I see, those kind of looks are smoky eyes, and they're very neutral with browns and blacks and stuff. And this is a really great palette just for those looks. And it's a really great size for traveling. So if you do travel for your work, it would be great to just throw in your kit. It wouldn't take up a lot of space, and you'd have all the shadows you would essentially need for your eye look. If you do Like I said, if you do the smoky look that I find kind of typical for prom and weddings, I think it'd be a really great palette. Or if you just want an everyday palette, you can just kind of throw on and go. You don't really have to dip into this palette and then go into your other palette to get another color. I feel like they're all just right here, your everyday shades. And there are some shimmer shades, so if you kind of want to dress up a natural, neutral kind of look, or going from daytime to nighttime, it's really easy to do that. Just kind of darken up your outer corner with like the black or the dark brown and throw in some shimmers, and it would totally transform your look. The shadows themselves, I haven't found a problem really with blending them out or patchiness or anything. They perform great, they're pigmented, they blend out really well. I don't think I've had any fallout or kickback with them. Even with like the darker shades, I don't think I've had any fallout. So that is really great. If I did have to find something that I didn't like about this palette, and it's not even something that I don't like, it's just something that I noticed, and I know there would be some people who might be a little unhappy about it, but the top row and one of the middle shades kind of isn't centered, I guess you could say. Like they're not measured correctly. The pans, or either the cutouts that hold the pans, weren't measured right. And so there's some space in between them, and it doesn't look like they fit well in there. While it's something that I personally don't care about at all, because the shadows aren't being impacted by them, I'm still super happy with the shadows. It hasn't hindered the performance of the shadows, but I can see why someone would be unhappy with that little manufacturing error. This palette does retail for $35, which is a lot. And if you're going out and you're spending your hard-earned money on a palette and it's that much, I wouldn't want messed up pans in a $35 palette that I spent my own money on. Since I got it in a subscription box, I didn't spend that $35 on it. It's not that big of a deal to me. I haven't noticed that it kind of hindered or made my shadows perform less than what I would expect them to. They still perform just like the shadows that are centered and fit fine in the cutouts. But it is something to note, and I know some people, like I said, if you're spending $35 on something, you want it to be good quality, not only with the formula, but with the packaging as well. But I think that's a really great palette. Like I said, if you do smoky eyes a lot, whether it's just on yourself or on makeup clients, if you are a working artist, that's a really great palette to have. It's very travel friendly sized, and you have all your essential colors you would need for a good smoky eye in that palette. Those are all the products that were included in the September Boxycharm. For my last box, I would say I was pretty happy with it. There were a couple misses, like the liquid lipstick and the liner, since I don't wear liner as much as I enjoyed the experience of it. I'm just still not a liner person, and the lipstick is just a color I would never dare to wear at all. So other than those two products, I really liked the other stuff in the box. I think they were really great quality. I haven't had issues with them at all. I would recommend checking out a few of these products if any of them interested you. I think they're all great in their own respective ways. If you are interested in subscribing to Boxycharm, I will leave a link in the description box. I don't get anything from it, just charms, which is their kind of point system that I can use towards purchasing items they have in their little charm room. And also make sure to check out my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. They're all the same, Magically Panda. I post lots of makeup looks, or I try to, at least. Over on Instagram, Twitter, I just retweet stuff and do my best to be a nice person over there. Definitely follow me on Instagram. I am planning some fun Halloween stuff, and so give me any ideas for those. If you want to see videos on any of the looks that I do, or if you have videos that you would like to see, make sure to let me know. But thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one for some more fun. Hope I'm in frame. I turned my phone camera the other way, so now I can't see. The next product in the box is a liquid lipstick from Lorac Pro. This is their Pro liquid. No, why did I say Lorac Pro? Did I not put the brushes in my review on my blog? It comes with, hold on, let me math. What? How bad would it be if I wasn't even recording?